Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies looking great and amazing, like YK in the building.
Yo. Good morning.
Looking nice and bright today.
Yay.
With your matching iPad case. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
I was hoping you're going somewhere today because you're looking too fine not to go anywhere.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere except, Freedom Park in the evening, Sha.
Right, okay.
I go and meet my darling.
Aww. Anything happen, just hanging out?
Just hanging out. We normally try to hang out on Fridays, you know, keeps you young.
Yeah. How was the party yesterday?
The party was on
Wednesday. Okay.
I enjoyed, we danced, and the laptop came and was saying, make sure you come to the street. I say, see what I'm drinking, you know what I don't understand about Dolapo? I'm waiting for him to be 60. I hope I'm still alive when he's 60. Then I'm going to make him be waking up by 4 a.m.
I realize it's not that easy.
He will not realize it's not that easy.
His business,
60 and waking up.
His business is only the show.
It's only the show.
But you know you're passionate about
He came to the party to come and be telling me. I said, you see me at party, see what is on the table. Oga, buy your level.
We understand you. Because we told Minister yesterday that, where is Yenny? I said, Yenny is drunk.
No.
Can you imagine?
No, YK doesn't get drunk.
Yenny's brother's
get
birthday was
happy.
the night before.
He gets very
He
happy.
cannot drive in the morning.
YK, just be careful with your kidney and your liver.
No, I drink every day. 1, 2. What I drink is, you know.
It's good for you.
Just one bottle.
It's not 1 bottle. It's just
2 bottles.
Yeah,
it's just.
Anyways, let me just let you. But any plans for the weekend? You have a few more minutes.
No.
Okay, just hanging out with
I'm going
your
to
darling.
rest.
You know the kind of rest you're talking
I'm
about.
going to rest.
How are you doing, Nima?
I want to rant. I'm losing foods. I'm losing, things in my freezer. Eco disco.
Electricity.
I'm telling you, it's never been.
I thought you used to like this guy.
Why didn't you tell Odunto when he came? Okay, you were not here.
I was fuming in my parlor.
And you are the component of
Eco Disco, they've been so good over the years. But this 2022 ending, they showed me pay. And all the promises to improve has not worked. I got home yesterday, 2 days of darkness, and everything in the freezer is melting. My daughter's birthday cake, everything. We had to trash everything.
Oh, my
I'm just throwing out things. And it's so painful.
And they didn't communicate.
What I cannot bear is the wastage, and they will not communicate. They used to be top-notch communicating.
But from you, I used to hear that they communicate.
Top-notch. They send us SMSs, everything. Now I'm the one that has to call to get the information. It's so annoying. Nothing is working well.
That's not good.
And
The
it's
point
painful
is,
that I have to sit here and
those
say it.
discos, they have the monopoly. Keja, Eco. If there were other
Options.
discos, and
Now
I
we
don't
can-
mean
we
discos,
can be
give them
porting,
another name.
like
Give
network.
them party. Share this one's a disco.
I think
Give
they will
them
eventually
party.
more decentralized.
Give them
Eventually,
night
but they're even
club.
trying to get everybody meters first. I think maybe I'm not speaking for
I'm
them.
grateful for that prepaid meter because imagine that you're paying for things like this. Because I have to pay for this at my
you don't
business
have
place.
prepaid?
I have prepaid, but my business place doesn't have. And I pay for not getting power. It's so annoying. And what I pay is so outrageous. It's not a good experience at all. Chief Gon cannot clear this one. He knows.
You should have been on the show that day.
He knows.
You know, he
Okay.
I
was
would have
now.
come with my bills to show
It's
you.
Friday, guys. Let's just keep it
I
simple.
know Nigeria is a lamenting matter.
Yeah.
You must lament.
Okay.
If you don't lament, how
The
will you?
spirit of
Because if you
Friday.
keep it inside, you will get cancer.
Abi,
So just say it out
Lament and
and
take
believe
a bottle of
yourself.
champagne.
well, I don't take. But let me say, my heart
Drink
is
a
with
bottle of water.
Tope
It's
Fajin
just
Besi
as
Balogun.
healthy.
Sorry?
Tope Fajin Besi Balogun, a friend of the house, she lost her mom. And the fidal prayer is on Sunday. My heart is with you, sis. Allah grant her Jannah for
So
us.
sorry about that. We are so rest in peace.
Just
Yeah,
confirming the news. I was
I
eating
remember her very well.
Yes.
You brought her on the show a few times. Okay, let's go on the break. It's Friday. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Millions of uncollected PVCs force INEC to shift deadline. NLC, TUC, others endorse Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu. Senate urges federal government to stop borrowings. Rejection of new Naira notes a crime, CBN's warns. Troops killed 50 terrorists in 3 weeks, says Defense Headquarters. Government woos Spain to invest in gas. Security policemen Policeman killed in security agent, kidnappers gun duel. Okay, which story?
Major headline.
Okay.
Okay, so INEC, after disclosing that we have about 93.47 million registered voters, have decided to shift the date of stopping the collection of PVCs to 29th of January for another 8 days to ensure that Nigerians are able to pick. They've also done an extension of collection of PVC centers instead of from the states INEC offices to wards and local government and wards within local government to sort of assist people to further collect their PVCs. Also in the story, they confirmed that the presidential election is holding on the 25th of February, and that of the governorship and the houses of assembly will hold for March next year as well. So please, Nigerians will ensure that we take advantage of the extension and do the needful instead of us complaining. Also, allegations of extortions are being investigated by an agency that is probing people claiming to have been having to pay for the PVCs when they go to those centers. So INEC is on top of it, please.
So the CBN, it's 17 days to the day when we cannot use the old Naira notes anymore. So at last, the CBN have decided to go to the markets. They went to the Wuse market in Abuja, where they were trying to sensitize the traders that accept the money, it's good. And then they were showing them that if you hold it up to the sun like this, you will see it will be glittering. So what that glittering means is not fake. And that's
what they should have done since the whole of December.
Let's leave that one. Because if I say I don't like it now.
Wuse market is not the biggest market.
But I'm sure they're going there. They have plans for it.
They also went to the one in they went to a market in Lagos. Balogun, they went to the Balogun market in Lagos as well.
And it will take time, but gradually, you can't mop everything up in one day, but gradually, hopefully they're able to, because at the end of this month, I think, you can't spend the old news. I have to now remove all my money. Anyways, yesterday there was a rally in Lagos where the TUC, NLC, all endorsed Governor Sanwo-Olu for his second term. The labor movement in Lagos State also endorsed Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that the model he instituted in Lagos is the best labor-friendly, has made Lagos the best labor-friendly state. They also said that they cited the governor's landmark achievements in Lagos and his implementation of labor-friendly policies in governance. And they're all saying that they cannot be one-sided, or they have to completely stand behind Governor Sanwo-Olu, and as an extension, also supporting the flag bearer of the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay, let us move on quickly now to the Punch. Budget deficit rises 370%, hits 47 trillion naira under Buhari. Picture here of "Be guided by diplomatic practice," FG urges envoys. My wife unconscious for 3 days after sextuplet's birth, says husband. Government queue 4 Anambra vigilantes bomb 5 buildings. EFCC shortlists 26 bidders for forfeited assets. 648 cases brought against president, says federal government. And ballot paper, local printers set to sue INEC. FG woos Spanish investors for 7 oil blocks. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I would like to start with the gunmen that killed 4 vigilantes in the Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. They went there at, one paper said 1 a.m., this one says 2 a.m. They went there and they first killed the vigilantes actually faced them, and they killed 4 of them. One of their own men got killed. They beheaded one of the vigilantes and carted away and took away his head. They set fire to about 4 or 5 buildings. An INEC building was one of the buildings that they set fire to. Nobody knows the cause for the fire, for the attack.
Yeah.
But
okay, I was going to take the envoys that came from the different countries. So our president yesterday had asked the envoys who come from about 6 countries, I believe, to be guided by diplomatic practice and ensure that their activities remain within the limits of their profession as they monitor the build-up to the forthcoming elections. If you recall, there was a warning letter Buhari had issued about 11 months ago where he had warned the Czech Republic, Italy, Spain, and Israel to stay clear of internal politics and remain within the limits of their schedules. So he had received a letter of credence from about 6 different ambassadors from Switzerland, Sweden, Ireland, Thailand, Senegal, and I think South Sudan. So he had told them that they're welcome in the country, but please stay within the limits of that which you've been asked to do as we approach the coming elections in February.
So the Minister for Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, was talking at the scorecard presentation of the Ministry of Justice performance under President Muhammadu Buhari, and he disclosed that 648 cases were instituted against the federal government and some of its agencies before State High Court, Federal High Court, and ECOWAS courts, and that all these cases are at different stages of trial. But then he also gave good news on the number of convictions. So in terrorism cases of which they filed, they had about 3,000 terrorism profiled charges. They filed about 1,500. They were able to get convictions of 397. How that one, I don't know how to scale that percentage of performance, but I think at least it's encouraging. And then they had a total of 7,000 cases involving various offenses around maritime, armed robbery, vandalism of electrical equipment and pipelines, financial matters, cybercrime, kidnapping and anti-corruption, totally where they got convictions, about 7,000 under this administration. And so he gave recovery of monies as well. He said we were able to recover about 6.3 million euros, about 6.3 million pounds, 5.4 million euros, and $390 million from various jurisdictions outside, monies that, were recovered from the sale of assets forfeited, monies recovered from assets, and all of that put into major projects within the country were recovered under this. And those were his scorecard as a ministry.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have one more story in Punch, YK.
Yes, I wanted to take this story about the lady who was unconscious after she gave birth to 7 babies. Apparently, I have to tell you their names. The father is Celestine Uzodike. So Mr. and Mrs. Uzodike, they got married in 2020, and after she got married, she got a job with the Nnamdi Azikiwe University as a lecturer. She didn't get pregnant till last year, 2022, July. They didn't tell them, they told them they were carrying twins, and she was okay till she started getting contractions in December. She went to the hospital and they gave her some medicine, the contractions stopped. But they started again this month, in January, and they had to give her a cesarean to bring out. And the husband said because they told him that it was twins, wasn't expecting anything, but if he hadn't been in the labor room, as they were bringing out the children, he said they were just, we said they bought the first one, second, third. So it was just 7. On the sixth one, natural. No.
CS.
CS, it was CS.
Yes, I know, but there wasn't in vitro, because it's usually in
No,
vitro
she didn't have IVF. She just got pregnant.
Dang.
And as they were, he said the 6th one, when the 6th one came out, a girl, she was dead, but the 7th one came out alive. Now they've had to put these kids on in intensive care, and
Cost of it, unprepared cost.
19 million.
It's a lot of money.
He had to rally 1-point-something million for them to even admit the lady. Now he's begging, "May please help." Yes,
How do you have
Anambra
6 babies, 7 babies naturally? Does that happen?
It can happen now.
Some people
Naturally.
have.
It can happen.
Then, Morayo, the side effect, she waited. She waited for children. or some of these fertility drugs. It's written in most of them because I had to read them. Is you have multiple births. That's one of the side
Multiple
effects.
is 2 or
Hey, that's what you think.
not
For some people,
7.
when your body and God
There's
is
in
at
vitro
was
all.
here, they
natural
didn't tell us, they
conception.
didn't give us the full gist.
No.
There's IV. I'm sure there's IV.
No more.
Yes.
Hey.
And she hasn't been paid since she's been working at the NAMDIA. She hasn't been paid because of the
Anyway, let's move on.
IPPIS
It's not our hot
platform.
topic. Let's move
It's
on.
not our hot topic, but I'd like
these
us to
people need
appeal to the
help.
Anambra state
Please,
government. She
please.
said they have actually reached out to her,
I'm sure they would have. Absolutely.
but they haven't. People have donated. They have.
Yes.
He has 150.
Yeah. This is a no-brainer. Everybody will donate. You have to. The government will definitely support them the best.
I
they can,
hope
but
so,
we
because
have to do something.
the hospital has been telling them that stop, we don't, it's 3 million
They
for one
don't
child.
risk losing all the children for someone who's finally been answered.
So the government, Anambra State government should
Let money
please
come
Please,
with
oh,
the
is it
issue.
not Soludo? Please, oh.
our
Is Morel's friend?
Daily Sun. Buhari wants international community on election. I took that story. INEC bows to pressure, extends time frame for PVCs to January 29th. Government approves 24.4 billion naira for smart irrigation scheme. FG recovers 6.3 million euros, $390 million, and 5.4 million naira from proceeds of crime. DSS admits error in Okupe's arrest. Supreme Court gives jailed Nwabushi fresh date to challenge 7 years imprisonment. And don't hand Nigeria over to sick person, says Peter Obi. Okay, which story are we staying?
Okay, let me take the DSS arrest. So, Toyin Okupe tweeted that he was arrested on 12th of January on his way to the UK after collecting his passport that has been withheld by the EFCC for so long. And the DSS came there and arrested him. But they've since apologized to him. They said they called it occupational hazard. They said it was an error. You know, I think they forgot that he got a conviction and he has since served his term, which was a fine. And he was a free man now. He could take his passport and leave. But as was, you know, he's been released since then, Sham.
He was put on the watch list in 2016. But my own problem with this is, are you saying he has not traveled out of Nigeria since 2016?
It's possible now.
Passport was not with him. How did he go? Except
It's
this
possible
guy.
he hasn't traveled. That's
Anything is possible in this country.
That's unfathomable for someone like you, but other people, it's very normal. I'm not traveling 2016, it's not a big deal.
Abi,
Look at who he's talking.
It's someone like you, it's normal.
You're always
Like,
going.
you cannot fathom
no,
it.
he's going for medical clinic. That means he hasn't been for medical. He has not seen doctors since 2016.
It's possible now.
Yeah,
let me take this story from Naseni. So, the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, yesterday said that the president had approved 24.4 billion naira for the phase 1 of the nation's smart irrigation scheme as the nation tries to promote multi-crops season and farming program. According to them, they're going to be working closely with the Czech Republic to help in modern agriculture and manpower training in mechanized farming. This is good news for a lot of farmers because they're going to be establishing 6 agricultural machinery and equipment development institutes across the 6 geopolitical zones. And for those of you in farming, this is a good opportunity to learn more about mechanized farming and get some insights on how to improve farming across. But I think this is a good initiative from Naseni. And I think they also talk about automobile. I read a story from them this week already. They're already doing another, I think it's an industrial hub they were creating across 3 or 4 states within the nation. So good initiatives from this agency. Moving on quickly now
So,
to...
the Supreme Court, they gave a reprieve to Senator Nwabushi, who was jailed for 7 years. They said that he was... they gave the dates for his appeal to November 2024.
That's next year.
So they say, how can you, if you give him November 2020, he would have served almost all his jail term. That please, so they've now given him February 2023.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, moving on, Vanguard. Petrol scarcity lingers as private depots sell at 240 naira to the litre. Obi challenges other candidates on educational records, health status. Herdsmen destroy 30 hectares of cassava farm in Ondo. IPOB disowns alleged female executioner. INEC extends PVC collection deadline to January 29th. Okay, which story?
Enjoy headline. So reality have come, sadly. Ipman is insisting that, petroleum products will continue to go up till June when federal government removes subsidy. And Vanguard went to the private depots to find out, and what Vanguard meant was 240 naira was what they sold this week, as against 225 naira per litre that they sold last week at the depots. So by the time the petrol they come out, reach your filling station neighborhood, you know what you are buying. So they said this increase represents 6.7% of that, of the increase of cost of petrol. And they went to what we formerly call the DPR, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, which was the former DPR, Engineer Farouk Ahmed, refused to respond to Vanguard's inquiries on why this is happening. And they found out also that all the depots previously closed by the NMDPRA have been opened. So the Bluefin, Ran Oil, Rain Oil, Adova, Nepa, they were short for selling above 148 naira per litre when we were all shouting, have all been reopened. And other depots were selling at 200 naira per litre. So this is just showing the irregularities. It's like they want to escort us to this removal of subsidy by force, by fire. So I think we should just...
It's a gradual ushering into that realization that we're going to consume a foreign product, you must pay for
and a silence from the agencies who are claiming to be on top of the situation. That's the one that's paying me, the abosi, all the pretense.
If they don't do abosi, you will carry placard and down. There is this abosi.
So they should be whining us.
And that's what Nigerians need.
Please.
If we go the right way, they will stop it. But if you use all these small gimmicks, gradually enter your system, you start paying for whatever you don't know. Let's move on to X-Men. This is really sad story, painful story. A gentleman, he was a former Information and Orientation Commissioner in Ondo State, Dr. Eddie Olafeso. He was saying that 30 hectares of his land, or cassava land, was being destroyed by headsmen and their cattle. Said that they destroyed products were estimated about 10 million naira belonging to his farm, and the entire 30 hectares of cassava farm were destroyed by the cows brought by the headsmen. And I mean, he was quite pained. I mean, he was close to tears while he was explaining. He tried to write to
someone who watched it said he was even actually crying.
Yes, it was really painful. Said the headsmen uprooted the whole cassava.
They uprooted it and fed it to the cows.
30 hectares of land, really, really painful. And they've already gone, so they can't really find them.
Oh, you can't find them.
They've gone already. So they plan to embark on a harvesting of the cassava, and they had to reinvent the money, actually, in more capital projects. But unfortunately, with this that happened, he won't be able to do that. He has written to the governor, Governor Akeredolu. Hopefully, there will be some kind of compensation.
I hope Amotekun can investigate, because they usually leave a trail.
It's also written to Amotekun.
And they're hoping to investigate this incident. Okay, let's see how much minutes we have left. We have run out of time. Is there any important story in Tribune? Let's find a story we've not taken.
I wanted to take the Ibira land.
Let me take this.
You read it, please. Go on, I'll correct you.
Is it in Tribune?
It's in Tribune, yeah.
No official letter informing me of Buhari's visit. Ohinoyi replies below. Gunmen attack vigilante operatives, kill 4 in Anambra. Don't interfere with our election. Buhari wants foreign government. That's Tribune. And Obasanjo denies writing UK on forthcoming elections. Okay,
so
yeah, that story.
The president had visited Kogi State, and part of the duties was that the Ohinoyi of Ebira land would be receiving him, and part of just those ceremonial duties. But he wasn't informed officially by writing or anything.
Not only was he to receive him, he was supposed to receive him in the new palace.
A supposed new palace he wasn't aware of. A supposed new palace that he wasn't aware of. And so when he was informed by the Commissioner on Chieftaincy and all of that duties the night before, at about 8-something p.m., he prepared as to receive him in his palace, only for him to hear he was to be received. The sad thing was that he said the bombing happened that prevented all the preparations he had made within his palace to even host the president to happen. But then he's now receiving a query from the state government that he was not part of the entourage to receive the president. And somebody was made to represent him and read a letter he supposedly wrote at the event held at another venue. And nobody has even referred to his palace. He doesn't know of a new palace. All this gimmick. You could give people. Kogi people, their
Said there
governor
was a
and
grand
drama.
reception held.
They have to run.
And then
And
another
then-
person unknown to me represented me and
And
read
read-
out my welcome speech.
Thank you. And now they wrote him a paragraph of several paragraphs of query.
We have to run. Is that not Yahya Bello's?
Easy,
Yeah, but-
easy one.
Okay,
Only
I think
one. Number
the-
one.
Let us go on a break.
Well, after him, anyone is a rival.
Please, leave Yahya Bello for us, I beg.
He's my governor.
our
I
youth
have
governor.
relatives in Kogi.
That's all we can take off one page review. When we come back, we go on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So today we're discussing social media and memories of things we post, how long they last, if they can actually affect our future in different ways. I'd like to hear your thoughts because there was a story that caught our attention from, I think, a lady called Moore, and she was saying that the story, I saw the story in on an online blogger saying that a lady had lost a job opportunity after her prospective female employer ran a search on her handle and found malicious stories she wrote about the employer. Now, this is an interesting conversation because every day we go online and say things. I mean, many of us have been followed and trolled by different people, and these are the same people that in future, at some point, I might see one of them and want to interview somebody and then realize, well, let me check your handle, see what they're about, and then realize there's a trail that shows how malicious they've been to so many other people. Now, they call them online footprints that you leave about yourself, that you don't know where it's going to bite you in future. What are your thoughts on this? This is just one tweet, and it's the start of our conversation today. How responsible? Yes, we're asking government to find a way to regulate social media, but how do we regulate ourselves? What are the things we need to put in place to ensure that we have a bit of control of what we do? Please join the conversation on 081-270-53687. You can also tweet to that TVC. Can I please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets? Nima, let me start with you. What are your thoughts on this?
Even you ask, I've not even finished reading the story. I'm just getting excited. I'm waiting for my own opportunity if it comes. I'm telling you. So this lady said somebody had reached out to her to employ a person. Then she said, tell the person to send a DM. And then that one now fed back her sister who was trying to connect her with the employer that I tried to send DM, but it seems like the handle is private or I have been blocked. Pretending she did not know the handle. Then the employer went on her handle and searched the handle of the person looking for a job, only to find out that in the past she had alleged in her writing on her post, which is why she was blocked, that she was an Olosho, a prostitute, and that she was snatching people's husbands. So you can conveniently sit behind a keypad now without a face, forgetting that your facelessness will not be so useful for so long. And see what she has done. Sometimes the sheet you sheet for afternoon, you can walk into it in the night and it will still be fresh, not dry. That's the kind of thing that this is. Because some people just continue to act recklessly in the name of this social media, especially these Gen Zs, I don't know why. They think that, the social media, it empowers. And anything that empowers you, according to my belief, must humble you. Because it can be taken and twisted anytime at all in life. Your time is now. When you're in that power, don't forget of the time of weakness. The Prophet Sallallahu used to say, compare your strength and use it to save up for your time of weakness. You don't know when it will come. This tweet is just so nice for this Friday, and I'm just enjoying it.
Well, good for you.
It's a good sermon for today.
Interestingly, I met two of my trolls. I know them. I mean, they don't, even till now, as I'm saying this, they don't know that I know that it's them, but I know them. And they are not aware. One is my husband's friend, family member, and I know the person's handle, and I know when the person is trolling me a certain time. Usually I don't read the of these comments, but sometimes they get the screen grab and send to me. like my husband and Sheung, they will just see something important and say, Mara, please, I block this person, block this person. But there are some I leave them because I let them go. But this person in particular, I know the person's handle, but the person doesn't know I know her handle. And then, but I don't engage, I don't talk to her, but I know that this person is somebody that can come to me for something. And I already have in my mind that, okay, this is the kind of person you are. Not that I won't help you, but I know I already know, I like to know my enemies.
You have graded.
That's my own greatest strength. I know who my enemies are, and my enemies don't even know that I know them. The other person is a family member. Family member who I know, and this person, I know the person very well. In fact, over the last year, I met the person. I won't say where I met the person, but I saw the person, and we gisted, we laughed, we discussed. She has no idea that I know that she tweeted something about me that was so bad that now caused a lot of trend. I mean, like about 60-something replies on her own tweet, which she thinks I didn't see. I saw it. But I saw her, I didn't even act as if I saw anything. This was when the whole thing of my husband, Kiniko happened, that my husband cannot have children. Many years ago, she tweeted that thing. Maybe she just felt that it was a one-off tweet, but many people replied it, and then it stirred it up. I still saw her, I laughed with her, I gisted with her, but she doesn't know that I know that she tweeted it.
You're good.
So I just moved on, but it's just good to know this thing. I'm not going to use it against anybody, but in this case, the person was able to say, I'm not giving up. I don't know if they're not giving that person the job, but the person knows that this person trolled me, called me an Olo show, and I'm not going to give it.
She's not going to give her a job. I wouldn't give that kind of person a job.
Thank you.
If you insult me and then I find out, I may not ask you, I may not talk to you about it, but I will never do any favor for you.
That's it.
Because why?
Yeah.
When you have, luckily for anybody that abuses me, I hardly go to read negative, and if I happen to just come across it, I block the person quickly. I don't reply. I just quickly block you. You know, but some people reply, some people read, and it pains them.
Yes.
You know, because I find that there's nothing you can do about it, and your blood will just be boiling. It's better to just quickly delete or block the person.
Yes.
That way, it will pain you for a day or two. After that, you will move on.
But I think the advice, YK, because even though we've experienced it, we can share our own story because we've experienced it, but for the future, young people are being careless. Not even young people, because the people that I know are not young. One is in university, the other one is not, it's like my age, you know. So they're not all young people. There's some adults that do things without discretion. They do it freely. So how do we get people to realize the importance that every single tweet, every single message you post out there can come back
and every single comment you make? So let's even extend it beyond social media. So I have a friend who I talk to a lot, and she'll just come and say, I have one friend, just always tells me to be careful about you. I'll be like, then be careful about me. Can you please just leave me alone? Because eventually it was getting to me because that particular person I had never met, out the conversation, she just called me out of the blue and said, do you know so person? Do you know that I sat for a full day and I cannot remember that person's name? I had to go online to see whether I can even see the person's face. So I don't know this person from anywhere. And this person visits her house and advises her every time, like say she be spiritualist, that she should be careful around me. I said, okay, please, me go on, I should be now careful around people like that. So please, be careful around me. Let all of us be careful. You understand? For just my sanity. And you know, and that person will continue to emphasize it. Only for then later the person puts on an event and that person now calls me, maybe if you had come for the event, I will introduce you. I say, God forbid bad thing. May it not happen. The sun and the moon don't used to jam. May we never jam. Because I don't know this person. If you wake up from your house and it just comes from within your belly to pass such a comment to a friend of mine about me, that friendship is not necessary. So it comes to things like this. Sometimes the signs you see, it doesn't need divination. Once you see your sign, you pick it and go. I would love an interesting conversation. That I would love. Between this, if the situation was one of the social media, I would like to engage someone who's come on my page. Recently, there was a girl. I posted something about a religious video, I think. And then everybody underneath were commenting. I think it was the Christmas or so. So people were commenting. And then there was this particular girl there who said, I insist she's a bigot. I insist, you know, and such hateful comments. I wanted to avoid. Usually I don't read, I don't respond. But the tags were pulling me because you will see when you're tagged on something. And I went to there, I read it. I just said, I'm so sorry. you need help to the girl. She came back there and posted another thing, writing all sorts of things. And then I went there and said, oh, I thought it was small, but I think it's worse than I thought. And I left it there. Such a person, if I ever met her, I would love to engage her so that you see me online or you see me from the show and you pick your choice of words. You did not have my background. You didn't grow where I grew up. You can't even exist the kind of circle I move with, of all religions and all faith. You are certainly the bigot. So I would like to see you up front and see you stay in my life for a day or two before you conclude such a thing and go online and write it.
I want to bring this back to this conversation because I know it's really, really, I mean, it's easy, it's difficult because we experience this, and that's why it was easy for us to understand this person's situation. But it's important for us to use this show as an opportunity to help people understand, to remind them of the importance of their comments, their tweets, their posts, and their pictures, how far you go, whatever, because these things are there for life. I mean, I have my own demons too that I'm biting online, and okay, I wish I never posted that, I wish I never said that, but whether I like it or not, it's there for life. Our kids are still going to see it. You still have to ask, your child will still ask you, Mommy, why did you say this? Is it true that you said that? It's right there. So these are things we must face as we're growing and as adults. And
you see, this age is different from the age where I grew up. The age where I grew up, it was newspaper, and with newspapers, they could use newspaper to wrap akara, use newspaper to wrap dundun. Unless you go to the company, you will not get that newspaper again. But you see with online, with the latest technology that they have.
They don't forget.
They delete. I was even saying, if your phone, if you take a picture with your phone and you delete it, somebody who is an expert will, and you flash your phone, can still come and bring out that your naked picture. Yes. So when you know you are taking your naked picture, know that you are proud of that naked body.
Yes.
And if it ever comes to light, you will stand by your picture. Everything we do, especially with this technology, it can bite you back.
Yeah. Thank you for even taking me there, because I was actually going to wrap up, but I then realized that many of us, you were not around when we discussed it. We as adults, you're in a relationship, you get really vulnerable and you just let your guards down. You take pictures of your nudity, you're in that moment, I miss you, you miss me, we're talking, I never even knew that. I mean, it was not too long ago, it was last year, that my brother saw me having a video call with somebody, and he looked at me twice, like, why are you having a video call with him? And I'm thinking, it's just a video call. Said, you can't be having a video call. Who is this person? It's like, he's like, no. Because in his head, video calls is a bit more impersonal. It's now where you're now talking to, So he immediately realized, no, that person, don't be video calling with anybody. If it's a friend, you can do audio call. In young people's world, video calling is a way that you're starting some kind of relationship. And I never understood that. Of course, that's not what this is. But he made me realize how people are doing video calls now and recording and snapping pictures. You're doing something with them, and they'll just take it as evidence and keep it.
And they keep it.
They can keep it for different things. You never know. It's too risky.
They can keep
a video call with somebody, you don't even know who the person is.
They will keep it. They will take it out of context.
Exactly.
If you say, I am black, for instance, as opposed to I am yellow, the way they will put it, they will join I am and put the yellow in the place of the black that you say. Well, they take it out of context, and it's so. I think that people should just have conscience. But then it's not everybody that can have conscience. I mean, when you think of the one that happened in Anambra where they beheaded, what kind of human being does that? So there are human beings that are not human beings.
Yeah, they're sick. Somebody can actually take a picture of you in a video call with somebody, remove your outfit, remove your clothes, make it, maybe, for example, if you guys taking a video, edit it that you are naked. And then they post it, and then before you know, so many things are happening that we have to be very, very careful. It's not as good.
I have certain rules that, because what you don't understand, it's better to stay away. Nobody, I don't know, some people will just sit, they want to reach out to you, they send you, they try to call you on Instagram or Facebook. They pick. If you're not a family member, what are you calling me online for?
Exactly.
You send a message, you try to, whatever you want to say, type it. If you cannot, don't send it. I will not take it.
I don't even like video calls. If you are not my daughter, don't video call me.
Why are you video calling me?
Exactly. Let me take this call from Damola. Good morning, Damola. Are you there?
No stress.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, you're live.
Hello, good morning.
You are live.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Damola.
Good morning, So I talk about the social media things and sort of that. I feel that you ladies are more affected by these things because they are
I can't hear you, Damola.
public space and always see some comments that I read about you guys. And the best thing to do seriously is to avoid them and have somebody and do your account because there are some seriously disturbed people out there. And so you shouldn't even have to look at those things unless they affect your person. Because I don't know what you're going through, I don't know your story. And then the advice I have, and I'm wondering, why does this naked thing happen to only ladies? Like, I've never seen a guy in love and post pictures, and then we see it on air and somebody is using it against them. Why is it always this? I feel like you should just be careful. Yeah. Women should be careful. You're not the only one in love.
Right.
So
Thank you, Damola.
she was talking about, the comments that, sometimes when you handle social media, it's better not to read comments for your sanity. And then why do naked nude pictures, when they actually come out, affect women more than men?
Well, we have to wrap up on this, but I think you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, like you said, someone said earlier, the footprints stay there forever. Anything you do, just take responsibility for what you do, and just know that it might come back and bite you. Like this girl who called someone an Olosho, who she didn't know.
She did not. She just accused.
You didn't know her before. Can you remember the tweets? I can't remember her name of that girl that died on the train.
Yes.
And the girl tweeted, "I've been shot."
Yes.
And she went for her.
Hateful comments.
She went for her.
Hateful.
Yeah.
And she had to delete the tweet in the end. But if I ever remember the person, if I ever meet that kind of person, I would never respect her.
I don't want to have anything.
Exactly.
If I have screenshot
because that girl later died.
Because I've screenshot that handle, kept the handle of the person that did that, find out her picture, see the person, I would never have.
There are people who will find it out for you, even though it's been deleted. That's the point of the whole message.
Yes.
Once you do that thing without conscience, it remains no matter how you do it. So be guided. Let's you put empathy first. Anytime we want to do this kind of social media comment, you want to comment, take a while and ask yourself, is this real? Is this me? Does this reflect you yourself? Except maybe yourself, you're just evil. You enjoy people in pain. Because somebody tweeted that she's been shot. The least you can do is leave that story till it's verified. As long as you have not verified, you don't come there and say, die, Joe, go to hell, and all of such nonsense that they wrote in comments.
I mean, that was horrible.
The poor girl later died.
I remember I tweeted a video of myself. I was at a party last week, and I was dancing. So I put it on Instagram. I see me enjoying some of the comments. When I was reading the comments, I was laughing, but I could not say anything because she been at me Twitter by myself. She been at me post time, not the person post time for me. So if you like, abuse me. If you like, praise me.
But why abuse? What you don't understand.
They have to run.
Sorry, Mo. This video of my people in Nesako with the snake that I posted, I was informing you about something from my place. If you are from my place and you want to rebut what I have said, ask an elder. See what Nima said, though. Esako people, you are from Esako. You show your ancestors, the people that know better than you. Ask them, is she lying or saying the truth? Don't come as a 21-year-old and come and dispute something that I have said without any knowledge. And from that place, I have never heard it. You did not ask. I grew up with old people. If you ask your elders, you will find that story to be true. It took a while for people of like minds who have knowledge of the custom of the people to be coming out and saying, this was a practice. There was a circumcision practice that I found out when I got married. That used to be in the olden days. My grandmother herself didn't do that custom, that ritual in the village. So, but if I said people don't do it in my place, wouldn't I be lying? But if you ask my grandmother, yes, it existed. We used to do it, but it's since stopped. So, Obas in the past stopped it. Ask your people. Don't just come out and be typing things just for the sake of being correct.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we try to take calls and comments on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Lush hair, be beautiful.
Thanks for staying with us. You can call us on 081-270-53687. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We're discussing the responsibility we must begin to have when it comes to social media, what we post, what we say, our pictures, what we comment on other people's posts. These are all things that indicate who we are. It points on our character, the kind of person we are, and these are things that employers look at. These are things that possible relationships will look at and review to see the kind of person you truly are. So, especially if you're a young single guy, you're trying to date a woman, and you're on social media doing a lot of negative things, not trying to toast a girl. The girl goes to your handle and sees that you're actually the king of trolls. You're the ones that you're always insulting people. These are things that turn people off from you because it tells on your character. It tells on your thinking capacity, the kind of how you see the world and how you see things. Let me take a few comments on social media.
I want to take this comment. It's very important so that we can clarify. It's Prince Ajibade Isaac says, are you saying it is wrong to criticize public office holders because we might need their help in future? And that's not what we are saying.
Absolutely not. Because that's somebody taking it a different way.
Totally.
So there are people who criticize, and there's nothing wrong with criticism. It's fine. What we're alluding to is the fact that when you insult, when you troll people on social media, these things can come back to bite you. Now, when you insult or criticize a public officer for something he does, that is your own expression. That's your own thoughts and process about what he or she is doing. It's not an insult. You are focusing on the job he has done. Okay, sir, you do not do the pumping machine, you do not do the road, you do not do this. You're focused on issues. When you start to attack his character, oh, you are this, or you are that, you are foolish, you are stupid, then it shows the kind of person you are. And that person you are can affect your further and future relationships. That's what we're saying. So there are different things. Criticize issues, be responsible in your criticism. But when you insult people, it tells on who you are as a person. And that's what people must see. Let me take this call. I'll come to you. Okay. Wolabi, good morning. Are you there, Wolabi? Oh, I'm sorry, lost that call. Go ahead.
Wolabi, John Wachuku says, regarding social media, we should be very cautious, especially posting sensitive information such as bank accounts online. Afo says, it is delusional to expect pleasant comments on attacking the show, says that it is delusional for us to expect pleasant comments on the show. Apart as regards work, that's a given. Because this morning I just called out Eco Disco. I have a relationship with most of the staff there. I've been under that disco for years. But the service is not top-notch, and I'm tired of making phone calls. So sometimes you say the truth, but what I'm saying, I can verify. I'm not coming out to just come and hate on an institution. It's poor service. You can call that out. You can talk about, say the truth, but somebody created a lie, carried my picture, put it on a post, a blogger, and sent it out and brought my kids inside. Something he could not verify and hid behind the keypad till today. And he thinks that, oh, if I meet this person, this will slide. If I ever find that person and the name that I have is the same name I'm being introduced as, I would not welcome that person because that's a wicked person. That's deliberate evil act.
I think going on social media to say, oh, this person is an olosho, or this person is a prostitute, when you have no evidence.
You're not married. They do not collect your husband.
You have no evidence that the person is a prostitute, and you go there and you say, you're a prostitute, you are this. I think it's not responsible. If I post my naked breasts on social media, and you come at me, I deserve whatever comment I get because I posted my naked breast by myself. Nobody posted it for me. So if you come and say, your breast is not fine, me post them. But if I post my naked breast and you come at me and say, you are a prostitute,
okay,
my posting my naked breast doesn't make me a prostitute.
Somebody
let's talk about freedom of speech and expression.
It's free. Just to elaborate on YK's example. So somebody posts a breast, no face, and you come and deliberately tag YK that breast is YK's, and then you start hate comment on YK. YK is wondering why are people calling breast. I did not even know.
Even if you put her own face, even if somebody puts her own face, the point.
I'm saying the level of.
Okay, let's look at the flip side. The flip side is the freedom of speech and expression. So even though, this is Joy's face. Joy put her entire nudity on social media, and I'm looking at Joy, and I call her all sorts of names. Now, it is my freedom. I have that freedom to say what I choose, and there's nothing wrong in you expressing your freedom to the point you want to. What we are trying to say is that as you're expressing that freedom, know that that expression can affect you in future. You can call the person, you can insult them, you can call them good, you can call them bad. Say it as you wish, but know that because your footprints are there, in future, you might end up meeting that Joy for a job. She might actually end up being your boss at some point, and then realize that
she might even end up being your sister-in-law.
Be your sister-in-law. She can be anybody.
And then she comes inside family. You cannot verify what you have said.
So the point is, we must understand that everything we say, we must be responsible for it.
Very important.
Because it can come back. So that person is trying to make it look as if our own show. There are different things. You can say whatever you like. We've been attacked now. We get attacked.
They attack us all the time.
Every day on social media. It's your freedom of expression. You can attack. You can say as you wish. It's fine. But understand, be responsible for the repercussions of that speech against me or against whoever it is you're doing it. I think we're going to wrap up on this because I'm told our celebrity guest is here. We're going to go, but in the nutshell, I think we've already hit this. We've reiterated it several times. Yep. We must be responsible on social media. That's pretty much what we're saying. Because no matter what we do, it tells on our character. Because at the end of the day, when the dust settles, we all have to be responsible and take ownership for every single thing we post.
I want to give you a very good example. I met Antnam in London. He's one of our YouTubers. And I met him. Now, if Antnam had been someone who just used to come and be abusing the show, he would not come up to me. He would not be able to come up to me. Absolutely. But because any comment he makes is responsible, and it's not always positive.
Yeah.
And Nam does not make always positive comments about the show. Yes. If he feels something, he will say it. But he has been responsible about whatever he has said.
Yes.
When he came up to me, I was happy to meet him.
Yeah.
If he had been someone who said, YK, your head is not correct. Mariah, you are a fool. Nima, you are this.
What sorts of things?
I would just, he will not even come up to meet me because, I will just run. We're ready to go.
All right, we have to wrap up. That's all we can take on this segment. Just be responsible with whatever you post.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we're going to bring in our celebrity guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show now is an actress, filmmaker, producer, entrepreneur, and brand influencer with years of experience in the Nigerian movie industry. Welcome with us, Toyin Abraham Ajeyemi. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Good
you
to
so
have
much.
you in the building.
Thank you.
So we've been hearing all over the place, Ijakumo. What's going on? This is your new movie that is trending like this. What's the movie? Tell us about the movie.
It's about a pastor. You know, I actually saw the story in my dream. You know, there was a time I wanted to shoot Laje. So I've even been to Oshogbo for Reiki. So I slept and I had a dream. I'm not joking. You know, most times I dream a lot. I'm gifted. But most times, you know, you just don't want to follow it. You just ignore. But now I've made up my mind to always follow the lead of the Holy Spirit. So I saw it in my dream. In fact, in the dream, it was a YouTube movie. So a lot of people were telling me, why will you make this kind of film for YouTube? Do it cinema, let it be big. But I'm happy I made the movie. So it's about a pastor, you know. It's about people, what they do.
Double personalities.
Yes, it's who they are. So who they really are. You know, some people that come outside pretend to be all good. You know, like our society, we feel, the people that talk, they're being themselves, they're the terrible ones. The ones who are calm, holy, they're the good ones. But
Let me pause you for a second because I want us to watch the clip. Please, let's see the clip of Ijakumo.
Yes, please.
Now I want us to give the Almighty God a shouting, raving, hallelujah! Amen!
People believe God because of you.
It's because people are stupid. I want to hear with
What do you want? Give me each other. What?
Who is your god, Olajide? A boy from a no-name streets in Abeokuta, drenched in 7 generations of poverty.
Everything they have tonight is going to crumble.
You can't go there and take money anyhow you like.
Leave now.
Help you.
Oga, what? Mama is on the phone.
Whoa. That was some powerful stuff. And that's in the cinemas?
Yes.
When did it open?
When is it coming to festival more?
It's everywhere. In fact, it opens at Regal Cinemas in the United States today and Odeon Cinemas in UK today.
When in Nigeria, ma?
We started since 23rd now.
Oh,
in fact,
December.
So if I go to
it's grossing.
Genesis
yeah,
or one of those cinemas.
It's everywhere in Nigeria,
definitely.
even the smallest cinema.
So let me ask about the...
I will go with my partner this weekend.
Please do.
yeah,
You will love it because it's actually rated.
Let's talk about the writer, the scripter, because sometimes when we see movies like this, we wonder, is it really real, or just somebody just woke up one morning and just come up with a story and then put it out there? Because many of our mothers, they believe that everything they see on Nollywood,
It's real.
And I'm thinking, after that, mommy, please, sometimes this is just fiction. It's just fiction. But is this inspired by real events, or is it pure fiction?
Like I said, I saw it in my dream, but I realized that a lot of people can relate to it. It's relatable. It is my story. It is my story. I was telling her something that is rated. We have nudity, we have some like sex, everything is actually rated 18. Because if I really properly want to tell my story, I need those things to be there. So it's something I saw in my dream, and I know it's relatable because I know, yes, it's happening. I've had a lot of stuffs, but it wasn't a true life event. But it was something I saw in my dreams, but you can relate to it.
Fantastic.
I've seen a lot of your work. I've seen Elevator Baby, the marriage, celebrity marriage, and some roles that you do. You make it so real, make it almost as if you've lived it. How do you fall into character? Is it because you've seen someone who's done it in the past, or it's just something at the time you enter into? How do you get into character?
You know, in life, some people learn things, some people are gifted. Let me just say I'm talented, I'm gifted. So because I can, yes, it comes naturally, so I can't really explain. I didn't learn it. When you give me scripts, I just read. Then maybe because I'm a free-minded person, I'm free with everybody. So when you give me a script, I'm sure I've met someone that behaves like that. You understand? But it's not something I
trying to remember this one that was an epic movie. Ageshikole. The role was such that it was really traditional. I sat down, particularly watched your role twice because there was a gunshot and it was almost like there was a flashback. I was a bit confused. I had to sit on that particular part twice, watching it again. And for that is why I'm asking the question, because that is something none of my generation would have experienced, except maybe we see people do. And then you played it so well, it looked so real.
Yeah.
It must be something inspired from someone.
Is it Ageshikole?
In Ageshikole, that role of the king's wife and the witches.
That movie was fantastic.
Was fantastic.
Relate to the producer.
That's
Femi Adebayo. He tried. He did amazing.
I started my career as a Yoruba actress, and these are things we've done I've done a lot of traditional movies. So I'm sure because this is like the first time something of such is coming to the cinema. So to me, it's no big deal.
This film that you're talking about, that you saw it in your dream, did you see the whole film in your dream, or did it just come in flashes, or how did you actually dream it?
I saw everything. I saw the whole film.
You're kidding
But
me.
you know, yes. But you know, when you are, there's a difference between movies. When you want to write a story, when you want to execute, thank you, when you want to execute it into a movie, you cannot, there are some things you put, there are some things you remove, there are some things you have to put so that it will be at least, yes, then it will be more entertaining. So we had to add some things, remove some things. But the concept, the story, I actually saw, it was a film. I saw people coming out and they were telling me, you know, dream is, it comes in a funny way. You know, imagine people coming out from YouTube and telling me, Fimi, I don't go. Toyin, why will you put such movie on YouTube? Why not cinema? And they were coming out from YouTube. So I was like, oh. So I woke up, I just sent a voice note to one of my crew, who happens to be my friend, Tunji Afolayan, is the act director. So I just, said, this story is crazy. So I now called my writer, who happens to be Kende Joseph. So I called Mr. Kende, I told him the story was like, Toyin, if this is not the best story I've ever heard, this is going to be one of the best stories. And when Kende Joseph tells you that Kende is big, like one of the biggest writers we have, I'm sure in Africa, is big, you know. So when he tells you that, know that, yes. Because sometimes when you call him, you tell him story, we just tell you, okay, it will go. You will not see him again. Because I think sometimes he doesn't know how to tell you that I don't like the story, I can't write the story.
Well, lazy folks like me, I mean, many of us are very lazy. We're just so used to Netflix, Prime Video, you know, like that's the easiest thing to do. At some point, should we look forward to it coming on any of these online platforms?
Yes, of course. After the...
Make your money first in the cinema. Don't answer lazy people.
We are making, at least Nigeria, over 200 million. And we just opened today at Regal Cinemas in the United States.
Where in the United States? It's pretty big.
Maryland, Atlanta, Houston, New York, Auckland, Philadelphia. Yes, almost all the Regal Cinemas. And we are in like 8 sites: Odeon, Greenwich, Surrey Keys, in UK.
There are a lot of people here that are quite happy to see you on the show. Someone says, Gladys Oyebo says, beautiful actress, Toyin Abraham, and world best. Someone is calling you world best.
That's my nickname.
Yes. Someone else is saying, wow. Plenty of people are really happy to see you here.
Fantastic. Don't worry. We're going to go on it.
I wanted to ask a question. So, being someone who's done movies that I've seen on large scale, this is not your first time in the cinema. I can count them.
This is my 5th time.
So, we know that you have experience. What is it like funding production? Because I find it, when I see some level, small people coming out and say, I'm an actress and a producer, I'm like, is it everybody that produces? As how cheap is this production team?
Yeah.
What exactly, how is it funding a full production like Ijakumo?
Thank you so much for this question. Trust me, this question means a lot to me. You know, some people think back then, they think I shoot a bad movie. No, I don't shoot a bad movie. I shoot a low-budget movie. You know why? Because there's no fund. I'm an actress. This is the only thing I do. I tried going into business, but it doesn't work for me. I just realized business is not my thing. My thing is to do movies, act, then talk about other people's products and get paid for it. Render services, you know. So I stopped. So this is the only thing that puts food on my table. And I'm not from a rich home, you know. Everything you're seeing, everything I am, it is God and my hard work. And huge thanks to my fans, Toyin Titans. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And to my wonderful team, thank you guys so much. You know, so it's the money that I have, the budget that I have, I'm going to shoot with. So if I have 3 million, I would cut my coat according to my size. So when you see it, it is not a bad movie. It is not a bad story. But it's a low budget. Because sometimes I'm supposed to use maybe champagne here. I'll go and look for maybe one cheap thing or water. I'll just
sparkling wine.
Just use, you mix. So you will know. I might want to get an apartment. Okay, see a rich person. Okay, imagine I have 3 million to shoot a movie. And there's a house. Okay, we want to try and do maybe governor. Or maybe a senator that is rich, a rich person. And I get to the location, and I have maybe like 25 scenes, and you're telling me to pay 500 or 800,000 per day to shoot in that house. Please, hello, Mokodani.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So I will have to cut. So at the long run, you will now say, I'll just use one small plate. But a lot of people will not focus on the story.
But
They
I
will
thought
just...
there were things like Bank of Industry and organizations.
You just hear about it. It doesn't work like that. But now, my last movie, The Ghost and the Tower, was better. But this, I'm sure this is one of the best movies they've ever shot in Nigeria. I'm saying this with my full chest. And I shot with a lot of millions. 2022 Rolls Royce. Yes, there are some locations. There's my godparents. There are some I paid for. You know, my godparents, Mr. and Mrs. Fakwe. Yeah, there are cars. There are boats, some things. You know. But now I can confidently tell because I shot for like 6 or almost 7 weeks.
Wow.
Because there's money to shoot.
Right.
There's money to shoot. So it's not a bad movie. So now everybody's, Ijakuma, wonderful. Because there was fun, there was money. And my brand is bigger. I can talk to brands. I have like 3 brands gave me money. I don't want to mention brand's name. So now I can walk into any brand and tell them, okay, I need you to support. They will, because now they trust my brand.
Yeah, fantastic.
So
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so
I have to go on a break because we've discussed your career, Ijakumo, what's going on. Now we want to gist with Toyin Abraham. Because
I want to ask you about these trolls.
We want to talk to you about family, marriage, being a mother, being a wife, the whole thing. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have Toyin Abraham with us, and we're going to go into your family and you're a mother. And how has it been raising your son? You know, it's not been, with your career, with your family. How do you juggle it? I hate to ask that question, but the truth is that we do juggle. How do you juggle everything together?
I'll say huge thanks to my husband, Kola. He's a wonderful man. He's a wonderful father. My mother-in-law, she's always there. You know, it's not easy. You know, right now I understand why I chose Omotola Jolade as my role model. It's not easy. You know, now sometimes now I get weak when people come into my gym. Toyin, please, can you support me with advert? Can you support me with this? Once I hear you're married and you're working, oh God, I just want to go all out for them because I know what it is. It's not easy, but we'll keep pushing and doing it, you know.
What's your support system like? You just mentioned your mother-in-law, your husband. What role do they play? So if you had a location to go to, do you go with your husband because he's also an actor? Or who stays back? If you had to do something, and would they compromise and stay back?
Okay, for instance, you know, when I'm shooting my movie, my husband might need to be on set, you know. And because of everything going on around, you know, with children, I just call my mother-in-law. My mom is a pastor, so she has churches. So she's always on mountain or in church praying for people. So she's busy. So I'll just call my mom. You know, she's always there for me. And most times when I'm not working, my husband is home. When I'm not working, I'm home. When he is working, I'm home. When I'm working, he's home. So, but most times when we are working at the same time, then my mother-in-law will be
What kind of church does your mom pastor? Is he Pentecostal?
She's a CSA, Christ Apostle. I'm CSA. I'm a CSA. Gidilimi. Pombele.
Prayers. Yoruba.
That's okay. That's CSA for you.
I'm just watching her. You know, I'm fascinated.
Thank you, Mom.
You're fascinating me.
Thank you, Mom.
Toyin, you changed your name from, I used to know Toyin Ayimaku, then suddenly Toyin Abraham, then due to marriage, of course, Ajeyemi. But what led to that change? Because, you know, there was a bit of controversy.
It wasn't because of, I'm an actress, controversy would come.
What happened?
There's nothing, it was a family decision.
Okay.
You know, it was a family decision, and a lot of people, my brother, I have an elder brother who has a dance group, one of the biggest dance groups, but his name is David Abraham. And he has changed. He's a long time ago. I was thinking about my career, but it's part of what I told you at the beginning. Sometimes when the Holy Spirit speaks to you, you need to listen. So it was a family decision. It has nothing. Controversy will come. There's nothing. I've chosen this path, and there's nothing I can do about it.
You still go to church? What kind of church?
I go to church.
What kind of church?
Once in a while. I don't want to lie.
And do you still go to CSC or just to Pentecostal?
I follow my husband to Redeem. We go to Redeem in Lekki.
That's our church.
But I'm a CSC. Inside. I'm
That's our church.
Leave my church alone.
So I was going to ask, because before you came, we were talking about trolls, and there was this girl that she had trolled somebody that she didn't even know. Then later now went to go and ask her for a job. The woman now says, send me a direct message on a DM. Once she DM'd her, she just saw her handle, went back and saw that she had called her Olusho, called her all this, and said, you can never give you work again. Do you get trolled like that? Do people just come at you for no reason?
And how do you handle it?
And how do you handle it?
I'm an actress. I'm a public figure. I get trolled every day. Every day. I'm sure some people will still troll me like this. You might not just want to read that out. I get trolled every day. But even if I say troll, someone that have trolled me before, I will forgive. I have forgiving spirits. That's how I was brought up. Hey. But yes, of course, I forgive.
Nice.
It's good now.
Let's talk about marriages and crashing, especially in the celebrity world, in celebrities, and you're really holding onto your marriage the best you can.
Yes.
What do you think makes marriages crash? How do celebrities learn from you, at least so far, that your marriage is intact and you seem to have a very supportive family support? How do celebrities in your situation, how can they learn from you? And what are you doing right?
Mariah, marriage does not have a manual. Because the man you married is different from the man I got married to. Who you are is different from who I am. So marriage does not have manual. Marriage does not have manual. But the only thing I tell people that are close to me, young couples, that, Auntie Toyin, how do you do? Only thing I usually tell them, marriage does not have manual, because sometimes when you ask this person what happened, Yoruba will say, Taba funwe loko, o ma roso doare. So if you ask them, Mariah, what happened between you and A, you will say things that favored you. Yeah. When you ask B, he or she is going to say things. So the point is, marriage does not have manual. But what I would say is, don't be carried away by you being woke. I'm an African woman. I respect my husband. I honor my husband. I tell him everything. I listen to him. He commands me.
When both of you have different backgrounds and different way of thinking, how do you compromise? Because many marriages, especially celebrities, the wife is making so much money, she's a star, everybody knows, everybody enter, and you're lucky, your husband is even in the celebrity space. But there are some husbands that they're not in the celebrity space, and they are finding it difficult to manage that.
That's the mistake you people make. There is difference between fame and there's difference between money. I have been popular for over 20 years. I started making money maybe 5-6 years ago. I became a millionaire maybe 5-6 years ago. All those years that you people were thinking I wasn't rich. So fame is different from wealth, from riches rather. So you people always mix it up. And the point is, most times, it's not just celebrity marriages that crashes. A lot of marriages, but because we are in the limelight. And moreover, Mariah, even journalists, bloggers, the Nigerians, community, comedians. Do you know, the people, you don't even, society, thank you. You don't even help our marriage. Okay, let me give you an example. There is this guy, he's a comedian. He's like a son to me. I'm not a child. Everybody think because I look young. No. So he was hugging me. In fact, it was my manager, Sheung, Otumba Sheung, that was doing the video for him. Was hugging me. The next thing I started saying, dirty woman, I share what she's a married. Also, because I am married. Yeah, I even replied one of them that, because you didn't see the full video, someone that kissed me. Because I usually tell truths. You throw to a level that there's nothing to say again. So to me now, they have thrown me to the level that there's nothing for you to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you understand? So they started saying things. I would usually tell them, the eyes that you are using to look at something, it might be different from So, you understand? So that's just the honest truth. And they started saying, so because I'm a married woman, someone that can actually be a mom or a big auntie cannot hug me, cannot sleep on my chest. Like, what are you guys thinking? You know? So that's the way it is. They bully us, they say all sorts of things. So imagine my husband is not an actor. He understands.
He's not understanding.
Yes. Like now, if I'm on set, there's no how the production wants to be. If my husband does not get through to me, obviously there's someone on set my husband knows that will call, oh, Muncha like to play Yawomi, or he calls me Ayomi, Muncha like to play Ayomi, me will get through, see. Sometimes when I call my husband, he doesn't pick up. I call, hey, John, call me, call. I'll call them and I would put it so me cooking, and they will knock. Baba, I've been calling, okay, sorry, sleep, just to check up on him. So imagine that my husband is not an actor. The way they will see things. And
what's she doing? I can't reach her.
And the way
is that your husband?
No, that's my manager. Okay. My husband is at work. And because the way people see things, they've made something that you would do when people come on social media, they make it look like it's something else.
Right.
You see your mother scold you, you see children come on internet to say, I'm emotionally down. I'm emotionally flabbergasted. What happened to you? My mother just talked to me. She insulted me after talking to me. My mental health can fly away. Come on, girl. Your mental health cannot fly away. After talking to us, they will even flog us.
So let me take some tweets. All the tweets are favorable to you. On the TVC Connect, our fans are like that. So Okoyek says, Ijakumo, hashtag Ijakumo is the GOAT, that's the GOAT, greatest of all times in recent times. And then she put, said there's a story, she put a little description of the story. I'm sure this one has gone to cinema and come. I want to pepper us, but no problem. Kalipaka says, you are specially...
that's what I wanted to read.
Oh, okay, go on, please, okay.
He said, you are especially welcome, Ma, to our view. We love what you're doing.
Yes,
Keep it up. You are going to surprise the Nigerian movie industry with more peculiar movies. Nice one.
I want to correct Andrew. Andrew said, I've always liked the roles I've seen Toyin in. She always comes across as Omo Ekoti Ogbagbere, but still a lovable person. She must have a big heart. She's not Omo Eko. She's Omo Auchi.
No, I'm Nigerian. Omo Nigerian.
Let me find him.
I know, but I've been living in Lagos for years.
When it's convenient, she claims Lagos. When it's convenient, she claims Auchi. This guy
never.
Hey, I'm in Lagos. It's just convenient.
It's just that, you know, I can blend.
Oh, please.
I
speak Yoruba more than the Yoruba people herself.
Do you speak it
better
than me?
Let me come back to you, Jare, my sister. Politics season is here, and many people are just talking about possibility of running for office. Do you think it's something you might consider in future to run for office? Because you look like a first lady kind of, a first governor kind of thing.
Politics. Maybe. But I'm just a little bit, because I'm an emotional person. I'm compassionate about things. I'm so passionate, rather, about things. So, and you know, if you want to lead people, you need a little bit of niceness, Chris.
Yes, madness.
I can't watch people cry.
What do you think about, you know, recently there's been this attack on celebrities when they express where their political biases lie. And we know in politics, we all have our biases. How have you seen the coming at your colleagues for expressing their biases where their political affiliations lie? And what do you think about it? How would you deal with such?
They've done it to me too. I was just laughing. It's normal, but I think this is a good platform to talk about it. So I want to use this medium to beg everybody. You guys should stop. Let people be free to choose whoever they want to choose. Choose your own candidate. Let someone else choose their own candidates. You don't have to push another candidate. You don't have to push it down my throat. No. So choose your candidates, and I'll choose my candidates.
Let me take Abosede from Ikorodu. Good morning, Abosede. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
You're
Good
live.
morning, Morayo. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm also excited that Toyin is here.
Yes, she's in the building.
Oh, Toyin, good morning.
Good morning, Mom.
We love you. We love you. Everybody in my family knows I love you so much.
Thank you so much,
and you are
Mom.
doing great and wonderful work.
Thank you, Mom.
God Almighty will continue to bless you.
Thank you.
God will continue to help you. Every area of your life you need God to intervene. God will help you. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you are doing in Yoruba industry. We love you. I love you, Toyin. God bless you.
Love you more.
You're so popular.
She's
That's so sweet.
You're over 20 years in the industry.
Bisola Dalion says, I love the love between Toyin and her husband, Kola. And I mean, everyone here is just loving you. It's just something.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a few more comments.
So, one of the biggest actors in this industry is vying for the post of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State. And, you know, are you supporting her as a colleague? And would it be fair, you know, if you're supporting her or not? Or who will you be supporting for the post of the governorship? Do you have any?
I'm going to explain some things. I have said it, and I'm going to say it again. I am not going to campaign. But I may wake up tomorrow and say I want to campaign for someone. But for now, I am not campaigning for anybody.
Okay.
I want everybody to make their decision. So when the trouble comes, or
everybody will cry his own cry.
Do you understand? You will not say, because I know I have influence. And about that, I would not let, we are all women on this table. I will not let you people use the gender card on me. I will support someone who supports other women. And I will support someone who is competent. I know that, yes, can handle people, can handle crowd, can handle things.
Yeah.
So, and I am a mother. I've got kids, and every child out there is my child.
Right.
So I'm not going to jeopardize the future of our children and the future of this country because of gender cards or because I have a colleague. No.
Yeah. I saw you recently, you were really happy that Governor Sanwo-Olu came for your event. I mean, you even did a special post to thank and celebrate him. Somebody would think you have a very good relationship with Governor Sanwo-Olu.
No, I don't have a relationship with him. I sent him a letter. It has always been my dream for a governor to come to my event because...
But I think he's nice like that.
Yes.
If you just, if you invite him to your event, he just comes. He's actually a nice guy.
So it has always been my dream because Mami Buki Wright is my boss. I remember years back, she had an event, so a governor came. And you know, I have a lot of dreams, and just one is remaining. I have like 12 dreams, and everything has come to pass. So it's one of it. So I sent a letter, you know, and I told Shem, Otumba Shem, I want him to come. I said, this is a good movie. They said I should bring it later. I took the letter. They keep saying, write this, write that. I wrote it. And they said he's going to come. I didn't believe it. Someone just told me he's outside. Trust me, I wanted to freak out when I saw him because I know he's a very humble man and he's a good man.
But you were really one of those celebrities that spoke against him doing that NSAS, was it? I mean, was it him or just the whole system? Because I remember there was a time you were taking a match up. So I was just wondering, why would you even think of inviting him in the first place?
I don't speak against people. Once I stand to speak against you, that means you're the most terrible person ever. Because I see good in everything. I don't speak against him. I speak against the system. If there's something wrong with the system, I'll talk about it because I'm Nigerian.
Exactly.
And I'm still going to talk about it. Police brutality needs to stop. So we won't go to police, we will go to him.
So there's a reason why I'm going on and on about politics, because yesterday, AY, the comedian, posted, you know, answering someone on Twitter that you can write whatever you want. Nobody will go and look for John inside K2. But if the moment I write my affiliation, some of us, you want to kill us for where we belong. So which is why I'm going on and on. We have a presidential election before us, where people are making it seem like someone came to my business place and was asking me, who would you vote for? And I told her, she was like, you're looking for position, as if it has to be for something. In this arrangement, what would you be able to say, this is my candidate?
Like everybody else says.
Like everybody else.
You know, like I said, I don't want to influence anyone. I've got influence on a lot of youth, and I know. And I will say it again, my thumb will speak for me at the polling unit.
Would you do it for a price?
God forbid. God forbid I do such. God forbid. I won't do such. I'd rather be a pauper.
You're so honest. I just like you.
Thank you, ma'am. I will never in my entire life. I love Asiwaju, and I'm speaking about myself. I love him. I might vote for him because I love him. I've not decided. I'm just saying it. And because of the things he has done for my industry.
Yeah. But it's your choice. You can choose.
No, I'm just telling you. Yeah. So, but I'm not going to use my own
to influence.
No, yes, I'm not going to use. I feel. I'm not going to use my own selfish interest to lead others. He has been
give me another 5.
He has been a wonderful man to my industry. He has been there for people. Even when we had nothing, he has been there for my industry. So I am speaking from my own, from Toyin Abraham Ajeyemi's perspective. I am not speaking for others.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He's a good man.
All right,
but my thumb will speak for me.
Right. Let's come back to your career because we're going to be wrapping up very soon. I want you to go back to Ijakumo because is there a role, is there a script you can do for us? Because I saw you even doing while we're showing the trailer.
Okay.
So give me something that will make me go to...
I'll start.
Go and watch.
Kamu gege lu gege ni shawon nile alara. Kamu gege lu gege ni shawon lode ijero. Fa nono tupe. Agbon mi ni wole eja. Apajuba ni pare aparoje. Adia fun ladigbelu ogege. Won mole fun laye. Won mo torun. Ó ní kan wole torun kan tun taye se. Wọ́n ránṣẹ́ kú pé mi Olúwatóyìn àmọ́ èmi Àṣàbí òjẹ́ aṣọ funfun mo fi ránṣẹ́ sí wọn àgbọ̀nrín mi ti sín ọjọ́ ikú mi ti yẹ ó tún dọ̀la tó bá dọ̀la á tún kọ̀la tó bá tún wá kù ọ̀la á tún di ọ̀la nítorí wípé kí ni ẹnu báyìí lẹ́sẹ̀ fi ń pe èkúrò ẹjọ́ náà Adéwálé, are you mad or something?
I gotta go see that thing.
Emi dada awuru yale yaji oko. You know I'm actually dada.
Wow.
What does that mean?
So you grow with them. My mom is
like
Rasta. Dada as in
Dada real
red.
life.
Murayo, you are Murayo, not.
Listen.
Not
that Murayo.
Listen. You're flying. Please,
Dada.
Listen.
I'm American.
Let me explain that. My stepmother, we call her Dada. So I thought maybe there was a meaning. I've never asked her what Dada means.
No, that means
I'm Dada. Dada in Nigeria is different from, she's from Republic of Benin. So
okay,
Dada, so I thought so I was thinking that maybe his Dada is a name. Not because I don't know what Dada is.
All those people that have
please. No, I'll just say Dada. Dada.
We will throw you. We are going to throw you.
I will throw you right back. Please, tell us again the cinemas that we're going to watch so that we can go and look for it this weekend. In Nigeria, in America, in London, in Cairo, in Egypt.
We are going to be in Nigeria. Tell us in Nigeria.
So, Ijakumo, the Born Again stripper, is still showing in all cinemas in Nigeria. We've been showing since 23rd of December, and it's still showing. We're still. Oriwawa and Bell, or long, because someone no bagbe yala anybody. So we're still showing in all cinemas nationwide. So go out there and support me, and please tell your family. Ijakumo started showing in regular cinemas.
Today.
In United States today and Odeon. So you can get your ticket from www.regmovies.com or Rega app. And for UK family, you can get it at www.odeon.co.uk. Please kindly support your girl, John Torreolong.
That's all we can take on today's show. We have to wrap up.
There's love for
Have
you
a
online.
fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Even me, I'm loving you.
Thank you
Bye
so
for
much.
now.
Bye.